Welcome to the Lakeshow podcast presented by Jack in the Box. This is a weekly deep dive into the biggest stories and topics surrounding the Los Angeles Lakers. I'm Allie Clifton, joined by my Spectrum SportsNet co-host, Chris McGee, and our Laker insider, Mike Bresnahan. Hi, guys.
Hi.
We are back. We are officially back in action. Someone at this place of establishment where we work told me that they really enjoy the first 10 to 15 minutes of our podcast, learning about our life and what's going on.
Someone at this facility, I will not say their name, said you needed a nap and a cookie about 15 minutes ago. True or false?
No.
False. Or I mean, true.
Oh, true. Okay.
True.
Okay.
That is facts all the way. Yeah. I need a couple of cookies.
Are they the
stuffed
same
Oreos
person
would be
that said they like?
Yes.
Yeah, because they're. Yeah.
Yes. This individual knows exactly who we're speaking of.
Yeah.
Allie, how's your week going?
She's wonderful.
Not great.
Person.
Not great?
No.
Are you going to elaborate, or is that just...
Brez would like
Just
me to
for
tell
Allie.
all of you that I had an accident in
No, I'm just...
the parking lot
you can
yesterday.
tell whatever you want.
Oh, I thought you were going to keep that hush hush.
I mean, why? The moral of the story is...
Don't go when you're not supposed to. That's what we
Less
talked
is
about on
more,
the phone.
people.
Yeah.
When you're not
Called
supposed
me
to go
today,
to
she's like,
practice,
"Why did I
don't go. Just kidding.
I've taught you nothing.
Always
Yeah.
overachieve.
Yeah.
I
Put in
mean,
more
Gets you
work.
nowhere.
Good
Except
karma.
out of a job.
There is
at some
something
point.
called good karma, right?
parked cars can really sneak up on you.
I just said that we had an accident. I
Yeah.
didn't
Yeah.
elaborate on. I'm just kidding.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
I'll leave the rest to you,
But
Allie.
you know, sometimes a car is parked and
Yeah.
it's not in the right. It's over the it's a tight
Yeah.
squeeze. Or
If you're on the line in a parking space, are you over the line?
Yes.
can I ask you one question?
Yes.
Is that person at fault at all because they're over the line, or no?
That's my question.
Just means they're a horrible parker. Let me ask you this: did you? And you can be honest, because
Yeah.
we're here.
Yeah.
Did you ever think about like pulling out and bailing? Totally okay if you did.
Heyo.
That's a great question.
Be honest.
Did I? Oh, like leaving? I
Leaving
was
the
still,
scene.
My head was still
Just
together
going home. You weren't assigned practice. You showed up anyway. You're being a good team
Joe,
player,
you know
which
what
is
I'm
cool.
saying over there.
Yeah.
Audio Joe knows.
I
like,
did
is there
say to
was there a moment
myself-
where you said, "I'm leaving,
Yes.
going home,
Yeah.
and
Yes.
I'll only have to
Maybe-
fix my car"?
Maybe the
Yes.
cameras catch me. Maybe they don't.
Yeah.
Because there's
Yes.
lots of cameras around there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There was a moment where I was like, I really wish I was not in the Lakers practice facility parking lot right
Yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. But
Too
no,
bad you weren't
I
at
could
Raising
never.
Canes.
Right. Which I got after today.
Yeah.
Having said that, no, I left my name, I left my number
You did.
on the windshield, and then I proceeded to go inside and ask who drove this vehicle. I offended a bunch of people. I was like, will you guys just tell me, please? And then, long story short, we got to the end of it. I was able to communicate with this individual. They're awesome. I said, just let me know. It's my fault. 100% my fault.
Male or female, not that it matters.
Male,
Coach or non-coach.
non-coach,
PR or non-PR?
does not wear a jersey.
I can't believe you hit AD's car.
That'd be amazing.
That would be awful.
AD would probably be like, oh, that's okay.
Yeah.
He just signed for,
It's
200
just
extra
like,
million.
Come on. Media Day went so great. We're going to dive into that in a second. Media Day went so great. I was trying to.
Well, I will
off the
say,
season on the right foot.
Geeter, I was just sitting there with Jim, right?
Yeah.
The photographer.
Jim Ice, yep.
And Allie wanders over. It's about 20 minutes before they let us in for practice. And Allie's kind of like, I think I just screwed up. And you were so calm about it. I would be so mad at myself, Geet, if I hit a parked car
She
while I was
sent me
parking.
the photo, Brez. She did screw up. For
Yeah.
sure. So she
Yes.
was calm. Is amazing.
Very calm. Super
I mean,
calm.
what are you going to do?
I'd be going over cash numbers in my head and like, oh, it's going to cost me this and this. I can't give you enough credit for how calm you were. You were like,
Last podcast, we told the
screwed up.
story of Carlos Boozer when our bus ran over his car.
pretty much
2010,
ran
and
over
this is the
someone's
same
vehicle.
kind of deal. Yeah.
Yeah. My motto in life
Yeah.
is swipe it. I don't have anything to swipe, but that's why I was so calm.
Yeah.
no, you were great.
So, no, this individual was wonderful, very kind. I just have a bill to pay. No big deal.
Yeah.
So, having said that, let's get right into it, shall we?
For sure.
Another media day in the books. It was great. What are your takeaways from media day? What'd you like? What stood out to
Media
you?
Day used to seem so chaotic back in the day. A lot of people were talking about that. It's just more like structured and tame and
Orderly.
nice. BK, Brian Kamenetsky, we were laughing about it. He was like, I used to try to run around and follow guys. He likes that he can sit in a chair now and actually get a question in. I love it for our purposes and for TV and our setup. Our whole crew is down there. Like
awesome.
a lot of the guys who don't get to see as much, whether they're working at news or anything or out in the field. It's awesome to have everyone there. It's like a big, everyone from the control room to the newsroom to the people on site. Like they put a lot of effort into it, so it's actually really fun, and it seems to always go really well. It was another home run,
2 hours went really quickly, really quickly.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It always does.
Yeah, I was.
It always does.
Yeah, I was super impressed. I mean, a lot of talk about the continuity of the team this year. We've mentioned on our regular shows, Geet, like how, how different it is right now at this media day compared to a year ago. A lot of uncertainty. You had the Russ question.
Yeah.
Pat Bev was already saying fun, crazy stuff. Who knew if it was going to come true? This year, the continuity was a huge thing. I mean, these guys all like each other. They all complement each other really well on the court, you can tell. So it's a much different atmosphere. Expectations definitely higher, too.
For sure.
Lakers' 5th choice to win it all right
Isn't
now.
that great?
Yeah, right?
To have that good, like, legit expectations going into the season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was pretty cool. I mean, Allie, you mentioned something in the newsroom that I thought was pretty cool, how Rui and LeBron, it was revealed on Media Day, how they worked out a lot during the offseason. And LeBron has kind of taken Rui on as like, a protege. They play the same position, different skill sets, obviously. Rui not a passer, but LeBron really likes working with this guy. And I give Rui credit. He could have he got the bag. He could have said, all right, I'm just going to mail it in for a couple of years, and then when there's another contract year, play hard again. Some people do that. Not all NBA players do it. Not even a lot of them do it, but some do. Obviously not what he's doing. He's working hard after securing the extension. Good for him.
Are you excited to get to practice?
I'm going tomorrow.
You're tomorrow, yeah.
Yeah. You were today
Mm-hmm.
and yesterday.
Yeah.
You were here. You were there yesterday.
And today.
It was fun to
Good vibe.
see.
Really good vibe.
Yes, it was fun to watch videos on
I'm anxious to see what you think of it. The vibe.
social media.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited to go for sure.
Yeah.
And it feels like I liked what Darvin said to me. Remember, you and I were going over questions the night before media day, and I was like trying to, I'm like, how do I word? I want to like ask him about like what's it going to be like? Like, are we getting it going?
Yeah.
Attacking the preseason. We didn't get to all that, but I think I asked him at the end like practices like live and contact, and he was like, oh, we're going right away, and we want to play way more this year. So,
Right.
I can see that in the videos that I'm watching. So that's kind of cool. You guys are actually getting to see some stuff
Yeah,
Right.
it was weird.
instead of just free throws.
Actually, we don't.
Oh,
we
you
don't
don't.
get to see.
Not
So-
a ton.
for
Maybe I'm
some
just seeing it because
reason-
the videos, I mean, from the Lakers.
No, you're
Yes.
seeing
Yeah,
it
yeah.
because for some reason I feel like that intel has not been there in the past, and this
Yeah.
year they have someone taking videos.
I mean,
So
they're out
that's
there
new,
more than
yeah.
they were before.
It's awesome, but yeah, we don't get to see that just yet. I
Yeah.
just think when you go in there at the end, there is just for 18 there is the core that comes back, right? And a lot of the chemistry and cohesion, et cetera, was talked about, but you still see the new faces blending in and meshing, and that's the vibe that's just strong enough that you can even pick up on that, even when they're around getting shots up, et cetera. I don't know. We just talked a lot about that energy and stuff, and I'm anxious to see because I feel like you pick up on that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I'm
no
excited.
two-a-days this year. You're allowed to do two a-days.
Yep.
2 days of two-a-days. They said, no, Darvin's not going to do it.
Yeah.
So I think that right away, it was weird, Geet, walking to that first practice, and you see all the refs coming out. They pay refs to work the scrimmages. Not the best NBA refs that you see at the actual games, but probably college area refs, I'm guessing.
Was Mamba Mike there from Spectrum?
He was not.
I haven't
Where
seen
would he
Mamba
be?
Mike. Where is he?
He went over to the news, right?
Oh, yeah.
Spectrum News 1.
Their shirt said Pro-Am.
Would they
Ref.
call him
Yeah.
Jersey Mike over there, or would they call him Mamba Mike?
What's your favorite Jersey Mike sub?
It's got to be the Philly cheese, right?
Oh, chicken. Yes.
Yeah.
Chicken Philly.
Love Mamba Mike.
So good.
Where is he?
He's been working and stuff, but we haven't
Okay.
had him in the studio.
Come on, get over here,
But,
Mike.
He'd be great ref at those things.
Yeah. I mean, usually, no joke, usually like day 4 is when you see the refs.
That's what I mean.
walking
They
out.
got after it right away. It's
Right
kinda
away.
cool.
They're scrimmaging. Now, not Austin Reeves. He's easing into it because
Well,
of
there
his
used-
busy
there-
summer.
remember that rule, Brez? It was like you can't do full contact until
Yeah.
third, whatever that was. But
Oh, yeah, that was a weird rule. So that's out.
awesome.
But they're not doing any 2 days. And Darvin's like, yeah, we plan on a long season, and we're not going to tire anybody out the first 3 days of camp. So it's very chill over there. It's really relaxed.
I did find it interesting. I'm excited for whoever has to talk because it sounds like LeBron and AD are talking tomorrow at practice, which would be the first time since training camp has opened. That was kind of the word going around. How Darvin said that there was no 2-a-days yet.
Yeah.
This morning,
I'm-
LeBron posts at 4:40 in the morning that he was getting after it.
Yeah.
So, like, what his routine, if it has to be different.
I was up as well.
Oh, yeah.
I was not working out. Couldn't sleep.
What were you doing?
I was on the couch, and I started to get deep dive into this weird show on Netflix right now. It's like top
one?
show. The Murdaugh Murders.
Oh, yeah.
But I didn't know there was ever a season 1, so I'm just going through this thing. All of a sudden, the kids wake up at like 6:15, and they walk upstairs, and I'm just on the couch, like bundled up in a blanket, like it's Christmas morning. And so I did see on Instagram that LeBron was up as well. We were just in different headspaces.
Did you send him a message?
I should have.
Dude.
Where are we working out? Yeah.
Yeah.
So we were totally different, mental spaces.
Do you like those times, Geet? The family sleeping? Is Zeffie the dog
Well,
with you?
she came out, but I
Okay.
was a little bummed because I wanted to sleep, but I was wide awake, Brett.
Yeah.
Something I woke up went to bed pretty early, but I woke up, man, wide awake.
Can you believe this? Geeter called
Yeah.
me today and said, "Would you and Jason like Zeffie? Do you want Zeffie to come hang out? Has it been a while?" And I was like,
okay.
"Yeah, that'd be great." He's like, "No, she's not coming.
Well, my point
We are
was
not
I have just
traveling
I've been a
anytime
lot of
soon."
Was that a
places
test?
lately, and we're not going anywhere for a while, and it feels good to just be grounded.
Nice.
Season starting, schools. Yeah, we've just been a lot of things happening.
Well, I know where you hide the key, and if your dog is not there when you
do.
when you
The Laker
return,
key.
yeah, the Laker key. All right, so the regular season is going to be here before we know it, and the Lakers Nuggets rivalry is already heating up. Check out what Anthony Davis had to say.
Like it.
It was just a lot of like the talking and all the Lakers. It was just so much of that going on. Like, all right, we get it, y'all won, but I think me and Brian had some conversations like we can't wait. Like James said, there's no moral victories. And we didn't like, oh, well, we had a 0.3 chance of making it, and we got to the Western. Like, nah, we feel like that we had enough to win. Obviously, we were climbing an uphill battle for 2 months trying to make it the playoffs, but it's a lot of motivation. Like, you want to win. Anytime you lose, it's motivation to get ready for the next season, try to compete for a championship. So that in itself is motivation, but also all the little talking that have been going around all summer,
Y'all
we're
heard
ready.
it?
Yeah.
I think everybody knows it was pointed at us. They can do it indirectly, if they want. But, I think it was very obvious to, the public eye. That's why everybody was talking about it. Obviously, was happy to see Denver, on the first game. It's a big night for them, as it should be. You tip your hat to them. They played, a hell of a series against us, and then won it in the finals against Miami, so you tip your hat. But at the end of the day, we could go, get a win that first game on their ring night, and obviously not spoil their day, but start off our season in a good way.
Thoughts? Spicy.
I love this stuff.
Yes.
Good catch.
Thank
Good
you.
catch.
I almost said it. I love this stuff. If you're a Laker and you're not looking forward to opening night against the Denver Nuggets, against the team that knocked you out and the team that kind of talked a lot about knocking you out, and you're not in the NBA. Honestly, you're not even on Roman's rec team at Aviation, if he still has that.
Yes.
R.I.P.
Facts.
Roman used to work here. Yeah.
Yeah.
They had be more. They were all on the same team back in the day.
Oh.
You're not
Pretty
even you're not even good enough for that team.
Yeah.
Because you have no fire and you have no competitive spirit. Of course, here's the thing. You get swept. It literally, their coach and players are kind of talking a lot about it. They even go on to win the NBA Finals, and they even mention you at the parade. So the irony of all of this, because Mike Malone, at his media day was like, yeah, no, all good. Props to the Lakers. I don't know. I don't get involved in that stuff. Props to Mike, by the way. His daughter was at the USA volleyball training this weekend, so I did say hello to Mike Malone out in Colorado
nice.
Springs. But it's just funny, right? You can't just throw that out there and think no one heard it, and they're not going to want to. I mean, obviously they're going to want to play you. You want to play them. It's fun for the league. It's fun for us. It's a fun story. But yeah, man, these guys are pro athletes. It burns inside them. Of course they want to ruin ring night. They would like nothing more than to beat them. And the Nuggets, rightfully so, like Austin said, deserve this ring night. And they deserve to talk all that smack because they won, and that's what you do. So I think it's fantastic. But, of course, the Lakers are coming.
Yep.
And they should be.
Yeah. I said that exact
It
thing
should
last
fuel you.
night on the
Or else
show.
you're,
Yeah, both sides. I just think it's spicy and I think it's fun. I
Love
think it's NBA petty.
Yeah.
And I love it. And it's back. Here we are.
It's good for all.
It's just so weird how, as you mentioned, Geet, at the parade they're talking about it. In subsequent media appearances, Mike Malone is joking that
Bruce Brown.
Yeah, first round. Yeah, Bruce Brown. Sorry.
Yep.
But it's just Mike Malone's joking. He's going to retire. Like LeBron's thinking about it because they won the championship. It's it's funny because BT, Brad Turner, LA Times, had something good to say on the show yesterday. He said, look, the Lakers have had rivals over the years. He talked about the Sacramento Kings, early 2000s.
3 in a row.
Portland Trailblazers, also part of that mix.
Yep.
And, of course, the Boston Celtics.
Yep.
So it's weird that is this their new rival? I don't know.
Well,
But opening night's going to be awesome. The 24th in Denver, their ring night. Second year in a row, the Lakers have been shipped out to someone's ring night. Don't really get that, but I don't make the schedule.
but I do get it in a way, Brez, because I think opening night, you have to honor the champions, right? So they have to be on your opening night, and you want a big-time player against them.
Sure.
In the old days, I feel like they would just throw a raggedy – I feel like opening night is now 2 games, and it's big.
Like a homecoming opponent.
You can't –
Yeah, it used to be that.
And no
Yeah.
offense, but you can't throw out the Rockets.
Yeah.
Right? So I get that the NBA is smart in a way going, the way this 2 teams ended – the little back and forth. It's a smart move by the NBA, in my opinion. But I hear what you're saying. But for the Lakers to have to go on the road for the first 2 years, especially because you covered them for so long, they used to always be at home. That is definitely interesting. But I like it. It's like, Denver's top dog. And is there a rivalry? I hear you. Like, I think if the bubble was not in the bubble and it was in LA and in Denver,
front of
and the
people.
crowds were so like we'd have now played just twice in the Western Conference Finals in a few years. That definitely starts to kind of create some buzz. I just don't know, it's like you can kind of like make up, rivals. We always talk the Clippers, obviously, because we share a town and all that stuff. But yeah, I mean, the Nuggets are top dogs, so I think it's kind of a fun little.
I
It's
think
a rivalry yet, but it could be.
I think too the thing that's going on here is like the fans are making it too more fun and spicy,
Yeah.
right? Because at the same time, if you go back to last season, there was all the talk about Denver not being respected enough, not getting enough attention. And then obviously everyone talking about the Lakers. Well, the Lakers got swept. Why are we still talking about the Lakers? And so kind of Denver piled on. Of course, they win the championship. They continue to chatter, blah, blah, blah. But now into training camp, that's where the tone and the narrative has kind of switched. Because I'll just read you a couple quotes out of training camp for the Nuggets. First of which, Coach Malone, in response to some of the talking coming out of LA, I don't listen to any of that stuff. I don't know what they're saying. And then our
Someone
good buddy
tells him,
Young
though.
Masuk,
Former friend of the show.
God, I miss him.
Posted
Yeah,
today.
hilarious.
Oh, they're talking about us. That was 4 months ago. If they're still worried about us, that's on them. If we're on their minds, then I guess that's on them. So I think that's too where like the latest is like you read some of the fans' reaction stuff like, oh, now he's backing down. So where does
And
so
of course
it's
we're
fun.
thinking about them. That's the first game.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, they
it
play in
should be
3
on their
weeks.
minds.
Less
Brez.
than 3 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah, Brez, it's interesting, the rivalry thing. Like the Warriors, now that the Lakers beat them in the playoffs, kind of makes it fun because the Warriors have been on top. And, NorCal, SoCal, you have Golden State Warrior friends. We have one that works here. They don't like the Lakers. And so that makes it more fun. Right, Phoenix. I think they're trying to have something. We'll see. So it's it. But by the way, even Memphis is now a little bit of a because of last year,
Yeah.
right? So you can kind of make your rivals. They can only last for a couple years. Kings only lasted for 3 years,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
So
it was a quick one.
I'm all for it.
Did you ever go to see the Lakers play in Portland in all your travels?
You know what? I never have been to that arena in all my travels, but
Portland.
no, I've never been to
It's
that
cool.
arena.
It's cool.
But it was so loud for every Laker game.
That's the thing.
It's so
like to me,
loud.
that's the most under the radar rivalry. And the Lakers, they were them in Portland 20 plus years ago. We're going at it. It seems seemingly year after year in the West finals or semis. But the Portland fans are still carry it. Allie, have you done a game up there?
And by the way, Brez, you don't even think about them anymore. Do you?
No. But
they're
whenever
not
you go up to
having irrelevant.
Portland, it's like their Super Bowl. The Lakers are in town.
I know.
And they go nuts. And it's really the only game in town, the Trailblazers, right? But they go absolutely bonkers for the 2 times a year, usually, that the Lakers are up there. It's nuts. It is, no matter how good the Trailblazers are, those fans go crazy rooting against the Lakers. It's probably my second most intense second most intense environment for a Laker rival after Boston Garden, which is absolutely nuts.
funny.
Utah's pretty tough, too. Those fans go crazy, too.
Sacramento
Yeah.
was nuts this year.
They're
I will
not.
tell
They're
you
not
that.
fans of
Remember
ours.
Yeah, Sacramento's tough.
when I
Yeah.
texted you
Sack.
this year, and I was
Yeah.
like, "What is going on?"
Oh, that
in
goes
that
back
new
to the
arena,
Robert Horry
yeah.
days. That goes back.
Yeah, oh,
like
yeah.
you said,
Cowbells.
Utah. That was a great call by you. A
Yeah.
lot of wars with
Those
Utah.
fans are loud in Utah.
Who Beemore? Oh, Light the
Light
Beam.
the
That was
Beam.
Bergen. Light the Beam. Yeah, the beam lighting.
That's why.
Is that going to happen again this year?
It's run its course, Brez.
Yeah.
Lakeshow fans, remember, you can be a part of the show
Spike the
each
beam.
week. Feel free to send us your questions
Move
and
on.
comments using the hashtag Lakeshow Podcast. We'd love to
cute
hear
little
from
thing.
you.
It
was cute.
We're going to take a
cute.
quick
Were they
break.
third
When
in
we
the
come
West
back,
last
it's
year?
Round
It's
of
Cute when
Bucket
you make your
Break.
playoffs for the first time in 40 years, Allie.
They
It was
deserved
cute.
a
It was
life
so
of
cute.
for a minute.
Welcome back to the Lakeshow Podcast, presented by Jack in the Box. If you're enjoying the show, you can check out more original podcasts from our Spectrum News journalists on the Spectrum News app. Just head to the podcast section to listen to the latest episodes. You can download the Spectrum News app on the App Store or Google Play. Time now for a round of Bucket or Break, presented by Jack in the Box. And the first one up, Bucks and Celtics made splash trades over the past week. Bucket or
Keith's ready to
Break?
brick.
The Eastern Conference is a two-team race.
I don't think Brian Trainor's going to like this, our producer, our Philly
Not his fault.
76er fan.
Yeah.
But Jordan is telling me in my ear, tell it like it is. You're smiling at me
Yeah.
because I know what you're going to do. I don't mean to be disrespectful, but until someone shows me, I'm dropping that bucket in. It's a two-team race. Those teams, they all got, I mean, now Holiday over with the Celtics. I mean, it's going to be an awesome. I mean, listen, someone will sneak in and be a player, and they'll be in the conversation for sure, you know. But those two teams right now,
Yeah.
I'd be shocked if they weren't in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Absolute bucket. Totally with you. Someone actually texted me today. Can Miami make a dent? I'm
You know
like,
what? I was a little disrespectful there. I apologize.
Yeah,
Brez. Sure.
no,
throw
but
Miami in there,
they haven't made the big
two-team
move that the Celtics and the Bucks have to improve. In fact, I don't know. I feel like they got a little weaker. They lost Gabe Vincent.
They
period.
thought they had the move.
Yeah, right. They were just chilling, waiting for Portland to say, "All right, deal done." But no, two teams. Period.
Okay.
With you.
James Harden skipped Sixers media day, but reported to day 2 of training camp in Colorado.
Wow.
Bucket or Break, the beard will be traded before opening night.
Ooh, I thought it was going to be something about that media day.
Yeah. By the way, Philly training camp in Colorado. Interesting.
They had to
But,
get it
like-
approved by the Nuggets. Do you know that?
Really?
That's just.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of that, you guys, because like you get paid a ton of money. I know it's not about the money, but you get paid a lot to represent the franchise yourself. Whatever it is, like you got to show up to those days. You do.
Yeah. Yep.
So I don't know if he's gonna. I mean, I'll throw it in there. Trade him. And by the way, this is what I mean. Listen, it's what he does.
Yeah. Yeah. It's annoying.
It's what he does. He does it. It's now 3 times. So
Opening
annoying.
night for the NBA.
I would
is
love for them not
20
to. Sorry, but
I'm going to go with that.
get rid of him.
It's 20 days away, but there's no traction on any deals. For
Yeah,
him.
I'm going to go with no. I have a feeling Philly's in a bad spot. It's not even a feeling. They are, period. This guy wants out. So they lose a lot of leverage already. Kind of
Yeah.
like Portland did once Dame went public. These players going public do not help their current team's
No.
chances of trading them. So, I mean, what kind of lowball offers is Philly getting? I mean, Daryl Morey's not stupid.
Can I ask you a question, Brez? What's he make? He's up at the
Harden?
yeah.
He's got to be high 40s.
So
mid to high 40s.
like
Actually, he's in the 40s somewhere, I would guess.
Brez, I'm being honest. What at this point,
Mhm.
and you've watched James play the last couple of years. James is a Hall of Famer, but
Sure,
at this
sure.
point in his career, and what you need to win, who's trading for him?
Yeah. I mean, can you blame the
Well, I'm
team?
just saying, if he wants to go to a contender,
Yeah.
what do you need to give back? And does he make you a winner?
He's making 35.6.
Okay.
But
so
does he make you a winner?
He did resign for less. Thank you.
What team does he make a winner? I'm just curious. Like
Yeah.
we'd have to do a deep dive on that, but you'd have to give up something or things to get him. And does he make your team
The
at
hot
that
topic,
point?
the Clippers. They don't want to give up
Yeah.
some of their young guys. Yeah. If he stays, how and what is he going to show us on the court?
That's what I mean.
Can he
don't-
join Milwaukee and Boston? Can Philly join those teams with Harden? I don't think so. Yeah, he's and what's his conditioning like?
I don't know.
What's he been doing during the
I just think
offseason?
he's not that guy anymore. I know he's
Yeah.
still a great player, but he's not that guy that can dominate a series and win you. I don't know. I don't think so. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I haven't watched him enough.
I think the bigger picture argument, Geet, and you hit on it. How can the NBA stop this from happening? Same guy talked his way out of 3 different teams now.
Yeah,
I mean,
they can't stop.
I think
him.
you're allowed one mulligan. Your AD is allowed to go New Orleans to LA. Dame, good citizen in Portland for 11 years. Okay, he wants out. He's allowed to do that once. These guys who do it 2 and 3 times, it's like, I don't know how you end it. I don't know what the answer is, but
Eventually,
not
he
a great
starts to
look.
lose significant amount of money, right? There's a time on that, right?
Well, yeah, they can fine him.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Didn't that just happen with Ben Simmons?
Yeah.
He was
Yeah,
approaching that.
you can start, if he didn't report today, first day of practice, media day's he should have been there, but he's not going to get fined for skipping that. If you're skipping practices, X's and O's,
Yeah.
then you get fined. Yeah.
First time seeing the Suns. Check this out. Their big three all together. We have video of this. Bucket or brick. Devin Booker should try out the Chucks
Damn.
in an actual game.
You know what I just remembered right now? Bradley Beal is on the Suns.
Yeah. How about that?
Our Suns director in my ear just said, I didn't forget. That team's nasty.
Bucket or brick. You should try out the Chucks for a game.
Bucket.
Why not? Right?
Yeah.
Sure.
Shout out the Chuckles.
Sure. Why not? I do like that trade, though, Geet, when they got Nurkic and some wings. They got a little deeper.
I know.
They got a little
because
deeper.
I think how it was constructed before,
no doubt.
they were going to be,
Yeah.
it'd have been interesting to see. But listen, you still have to go through a season, go through some ups and downs, see how they play, defensive, all that stuff needs to fit. But man, are they going to be?
Do you think they're going to miss
Bradley
Jock
Beal's
Landale?
probably magically healthy now all the time. When all of a sudden you get real nice when you have a chance to be on a winning team.
Played
First
78
time
games.
Yeah.
seeing Chris Paul in a Warriors jersey.
Oh, I have not seen that yet.
Bucket or brick. CP3 increases the Dubs' chances at reclaiming the throne.
How old's CP3 now? He's around LeBron's age.
Season 19.
You know, that's an interesting one. Every time you want to kick dirt on him, he kind of whenever he goes to a franchise for the first time, that first year is pretty special.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know what it's gonna. I mean, obviously he's a phenomenal player, but he's really struggled to stay healthy. Right, Bergen in my ear, director. Suns, he's really struggled to stay healthy, right?
He's
that's
55
been
games a year. Yeah.
That's been the really hard part.
Yeah.
But he's, still Chris Paul. He's pretty
I
damn
remember
good,
the question.
guys.
I'm just breaking the whole thing.
Yeah.
I mean, he's already. They announced he's in the starting five yesterday, and it's like, oh, that's something. But then you realize Draymond's out for 4 to 6 weeks, so it's like, okay, so he's probably going to be starting for the first week or two of the regular season.
Yeah. I'll bucket it. I'll bucket it.
Okay.
Chris.
It increases their chances of reclaiming the throne.
I mean, Poole had a bad year, but he was young, and he was one of the few young guys they had
out
running
here
around.
looking like a
You
fool.
know,
I need
I'm not
make
going to
sure
bucket
you
that.
were
So I'm
clear
breaking
on the
that.
question.
I think I missed the reclaiming the throne
Yes.
part. I
Yes.
thought it was
Will become
Makes
NBA
them
champions.
yeah, no,
Increases
no,
their
no.
chances.
Oh, no.
Increases their chances of becoming NBA
See, Allie,
champions.
this is a hard one for Geet because he respects the Warriors franchise, but because Chris Paul was a Clipper for so many years, you're kind of like, yeah.
he's a great
this is a
player,
tough
but
one for
he's
you.
38.
Yeah, it's a tough one for Geet.
It's a tough one for me.
Yeah, I know you respect
Because I know
the
what he
Warriors.
does when he goes to a franchise. He does.
Yeah,
But I just don't know if he can do that.
still
anymore.
never been in the NBA Finals.
I don't know if he can do it anymore at a level. Yeah.
Bucket or brick? Last one.
Oh, sorry, 2021 with Phoenix.
Jimmy Butler's hair. At me.
Bucket.
You're lying to yourself.
Yes, bring it back for
You're lying
Halloween,
to
Jimmy.
yourself.
Wait, it's a
Spectacular.
beautiful troll, isn't it? Because now on the
I saw-
national games, won't that be his graphic? Won't that be his picture?
I saw this tweet that
Right, guys?
that is
That's the best part.
everything but what Miami Heat culture is. The way Jimmy acted on media day.
Good.
They were so confused.
I got an amazing email.
Thanks, Joe. Bucket.
Amazing email from a pretty reputable betting house, Bet Online, and they already have lines for, you can bet this. What will Jimmy Butler wear on Halloween? Favorite, Prince. Then it goes to any Marvel character at 14-1. Zombie, Barbie, or Ken. It has literally 15 to 20 different costumes that he will wear on Halloween. that you
here's
can
the
bet.
deal.
Dracula, Elvis,
I know this is
Tina
insider
Turner?
trading.
Biggie
If
Smalls,
I'm Jimmy
Chucky.
Buckets, I'm going to Chris McGee, and I'm saying, here's what I'm dressing up for as Halloween. Chris McGee's laying a lot of money on the line, and we're winning.
What do you want him to dress up as?
I don't care. He tells me, he looks at the odds,
Right.
and he goes long
Right.
shot.
Yeah. Let's pick one out for him.
Yeah.
Lisa Marie Presley is in there, curiously enough.
Weird.
50-1. John Wick, 80-1.
Okay.
He's bringing up the rear.
Geeter, I'm going as John Wick.
John
80 to
Wick.
1.
80 to 1. There you go.
I'm going to put a couple grand on it.
Yep.
What are you going as for Halloween?
Probably to work.
They play that night, don't they? I think
No.
they do. No, are we off? Actually, I have no idea.
God help us.
Geet, did you,
I know. I'm going to grow out a mustache.
They do not play.
We're going to go as Taylor Swift and Travis
No.
Kelce. Oh, okay, sorry.
God.
It's a
How
joke.
many of
It's a
those
joke.
costumes are we going to see?
It was a joke.
Geet, now, your kids, are they old enough where they trick or treat on their own? Or do you
They
still?
don't. Yeah, it's not the same anymore, guys.
What does that mean? They
They're
don't
not-
trick or treat at all?
No, they're just not with
With their friends.
us. Like it's usually a big party at a house, and I kind of missed a couple at the end of their run. So I think it was last year, the year before. I'm trying to remember. It was last year, or when I went. It was like, oh, it's kind of like you're not with them anymore.
That was it.
Yeah, they're doing their own thing.
How it's been?
I mean, they use the house as home base,
Yeah.
that route, because we have like taco truck and stuff. But
Oh, nice.
I literally went around y'all's neighborhood
yeah.
last year with a clown mask on, scaring
Like-
everyone.
And by the way, it's bananas over there, right?
Yeah, it's bananas.
Yeah, thousands.
Yeah, these girls were throwing candy at me and
Yeah.
crap. I was not. I was like,
I mean, listen, it's still really fun.
Yeah.
Like I love that night, and they love it, and it's a lot of fun going over there. It's just not the same as when they were little, and it's
yeah. Oh, you guys need to help me. Rob does not listen to this podcast. I'm convinced. You guys need to help me.
I don't
scare
even think
Rob
he
this
knows if
year.
we do one.
He
I know
has
he
his
went on
own
it once, but
podcast.
Okay.
Mr.
You
Seven
guys need to help
Championship
me
rings.
scare Rob this year.
love to.
Think we can make that happen?
He
Yeah.
got you pretty good. You and I were doing 3
Shout out to Rob though on the Forces show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Rob's
the
awesome.
episode that
Yeah,
just
he-
aired,
He did okay.
showcasing, highlighting him. Yeah.
Yeah. That was when like New Zealand.
I was
Yes.
nervous though when they started
Yeah.
their
He
first
FaceTimed
challenge.
me from New Zealand.
Oh, that's cool.
Rob's a dude.
When they did that first challenge and he had to walk the poles,
Yeah.
and then if you didn't walk across the poles, you're like in the air 300 feet above ice cold, this raging river below you, and you had to walk these 2 skinny poles from one side to the other.
That is not Rob's
and you're
thing.
only on a rope, like you're just one rope. And we never saw Rob go across. And I was like, what the heck? Like, you didn't do that? Obviously, he is taller than everyone. Des Bryant is on it, but like Rob still towers over him.
Sure.
Yeah.
And so I was like, Rob, what the? He goes, Allie, had I fallen through that rope was not going to save my body. He's like, I was not doing that challenge. So he didn't even do that challenge.
Yeah.
Not respect.
Respect.
Yeah. It looks scary. But anyways, all right. Anyways, that's another edition. Thanks for listening to the Lake Show Podcast, presented by Jack in the Box. If you like what you hear, leave us a rating and review on your favorite podcast app. We want to hear from you. Send us your questions. Hit us up on X at Relay Clifton, at Geeter3, and at Mike_Bresnahan. Until next week. Don't hit any cars. Don't
I
hit
was
parked
giving
cars.
parking lessons.